All right.
So then you ask me, what a factor is? I just told you. If you have a multiplication sign, these two numbers are factors of the product. So you know, I'm speaking in class, find the factor of this and this. If you don't know what a factor is, by definition, a factor is a number that is divisible into another number without leaving a remainder. That means that other number is the multiple of the factor.
Express Online, Express Online, Express Online, Express Online.
Hey guys, what's up? Vince SP here. Hope you're all doing good. Welcome to another edition of the Express Online. And I have Tebogo Madisha, aka Prem VK. We are talking mathematics, math and science, math and accounting. Accounting is also another issue which we have a problem. But I balance. I agree, I solve it. Balance.
Balance sheet, I balance.
Yeah.
Yes.
So hopefully some other day we will look into accounting
Yeah, we will.
in the future.
Yeah.
Most definitely. Let's talk about 5 steps to make maths easy. We have already spoken about the notion that maths has, blah, 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 how other ones are able to pass maths, babang, why are they failing? Are there steps to get maths right or not? And Tebogo will guide us if there are steps already. Tebza,
Itabra.
Shapore.
Shobra.
5 steps
Yes.
to
Make maths easy.
make maths easy.
Yeah. First of all, the very first thing, besides these steps, the first thing you have to know is, as long as you're at school, you're gonna do this subject. Might as well just get it right.
At once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just might as well just get it right. It's just like you can't. People can't keep telling you this is how you wear a t-shirt.
You know.
Yeah, you're gonna be wearing it. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
So might as well get it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so same applies with math, is that you're gonna get it, you're gonna use it all the time. If you're gonna use it all the time, and you decide this is my life and I don't wanna waste my life. So if I don't wanna waste my life, that 45 minutes in class with maths, it will be a waste if I don't do my best in it. Okay.
Before we jump into that,
Yeah.
is there a difference between maths, mathematics, school, and the university?
No?
Is maths literacy important when you go to university?
It's relevant
Okay.
because every math involves one of these 5 steps is operational science, plus, minus, times, and division. As long as these 4 are there, math is important. I don't care if it's maths lit or it's it's pure maths.
Yeah.
These 4 operational science are there, and the English they use in maths lit, if you get it right, it's easy to do any other maths. And honestly speaking, maths lit, it's more difficult than pure maths.
Serious.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, I've seen learners who failed maths lit like drastically simply because of the English they used in the question. Because it's more the questions that's the problem more than the actual math. Kid can't even read. You expect them to. There's a question that comes out in maths lit. 2 questions that would you as a parent may not know this, but maybe you don't spend time watching these things. But a question comes in maths lit. Give us direction on how to move from gate 1 in the mall towards a particular shop. Your kids don't get that right.
Over the house, Sophie, one man next door, or none of mama.
Yes, and then number 2, they will ask your child, what was the date on the receipt? The child doesn't know where to find the date on the receipt. And then you say, there's a problem with maths.
Anyway, 5 steps to make maths easy. Number 1.
Everything depends on definition. You can't read, don't bother. You can't read, you can't interpret what they say, don't bother. Leave that, get out of the exam, go back into your textbook, read again. Read the textbook. It was written. So it means you have to read it.
Yeah.
I'm going to explain the concept. You're going to have to learn how to read. Because I'm going to ask you, I'll ask you one question in two different ways. I may use the same wording, but then I may ask it and twist it a little bit. You can't read. Forget answering that question. I'll tell you the most simplest question ever asked in mathematics is simplify. You can't read. You don't know what you're answering. They say solve for x. You are busy simplifying. And then you remove the... Another thing that's very important. The equal sign when you solve an equation. It's always in the center. Next thing the person has shifted the equal sign. It's no longer in the center. Now it's on the margin. And you're continuing. But there's nothing on the other side. Pele equal sign means balance. This side and this side.
Yeah.
But now they on. So I'm going to give you a simple hint. When you simplify, keep the equal sign on the margin. When you're doing, I know even solving equations involve simplifying, but when they say solve for x, put the equal sign in the center to remind you there has to be right hand side and the left hand side.
Second one? The
Second
first one is everything depends on definition. So
yeah.
it's important to understand the terms.
Very. Exactly. In mathematics, there's a term called term. What is a term? A term is differentiated from another term by a plus sign, which takes us to number 2. Know your operational signs. What's a factor? There's operational signs. There's plus, there's minus, there's times and divide. It's just like if I take a liquid inside of a refrigerator, and I take the same liquid and put it into a microwave. The results are not the same, but the liquid is the same, but the result is not the same. So if I have a plus, 2 plus 4 give me 6. 2 times 4 gives me 8. You need to make a difference between the two. And then learn the terms. What terms? Terms means factors. It also means product. Plus means it means a sum. It also means add. Minus means the minus sign means to subtract, but it also means the difference. So somebody will ask you what's the difference between 4 and 2. What? Yeah, the difference between 4 and 2 is 2.
It's 2, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But you have to know what do they mean by the word difference. They means put the minus between. And then quotient means, divide would mean that
Yeah.
means the answer is the quotient.
Yeah.
They know the relationship between numbers. No, if here's a simple relationship, this is a simple tip. I'll give you 2 tips. If I know that 2 times 4 is 8, then I know that 8 divided by 4 is a 2. So those 3 numbers are related. I'm going to use this as factors later in the future. So I need to know that 2 times 4 is 8. So 8 divided by 4 is 2. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Done.
Okay.
This is how you're gonna if you don't know these numbers, I'm saying to you the multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Okay? Now you know there are multiples of 2. Where do we use them? Okay, I'm sitting down and say factorize. So I have 4x.
Yeah, I feel like I'm writing an exam. Yeah.
I have 4x minus 10. It's you to know that 4 and 10 are multiples of 2.
Yeah.
If you don't know that, then, okay, you keep writing. You don't know what you're writing. Because these terms are not there, which is number 1. Everything depends on definition. If I know these are multiples of 2,
Yeah.
and 2 is a factor.
Okay. All right.
So then you ask me, what a factor is? I just told you. If you have a multiplication sign, these 2 numbers are factors of the product. So you know, I'm speaking in class, find the factor of this and this. If you don't know what a factor is, by definition, a factor is a number that is divisible into another number without leaving a remainder. That means that other number is the multiple of the factor. So you play around with these words. You speaking in class, you're no longer speaking Greek to me. I'm hearing everything you're saying. Yeah, you tried to trick me with those words, eh? Words, eh? Words. But now I can hear you. Because now every word that you're using, I'm gonna put down, let's say, 27 and let's say 27 and 45. 27 and 45. Okay, this is the second tip. 2 plus 7 is 9. 4 plus 5, it's 9. So 9 is divisible into 27 and 45 because of that. And 9, 6, and 3 are special only for that purpose. And there's ways of understanding how 6 works. 6, the last number has to be an even number. Again, back to definition. If you don't know what an even number is, if I tell you that 18 is an even number because the last term is either 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. If you don't know that, then if I say to you, as long as I add the two numbers and I get a multiple of 3, but the last number is an even number, 6 is divisible. If you don't get that part, you don't get it right. 24, it's 2 and 4. If you add them, they give you 6. So 6 will divide them. Even if I swap them around, 42, 4 plus 2 is 6. 2 is the even number. So 42 divided by 6 is 7. Done.
Yeah, maths class. Maths class 101. Step number 3.
You need to learn to create an algorithm.
Learn to create an algorithm.
Yes.
What do you mean?
If you cooking pap, again, you start by boiling water.
Yeah.
And then once it's boiling, then yes.
Yeah.
Then wait. Those step by step is called an algorithm.
Yeah.
So an algorithm means as soon as I read, okay, number one, everything depends on definition. As soon as I read the question, if I have created an algorithm in my head, it will load automatically. I don't need to think about it. That's why I always say when I go to the exam, I don't think. It just works itself out.
Okay.
Because I've already...
It's a system that has been created before.
Yeah, as soon as I see a couple of words, the mind, it does this. Yeah, it just picks it up, I work it out.
Yeah.
Just like when you're driving, as soon as you see a stop sign, it's not to think about. You know what to do. That process happens in the exam also. If I'm practicing, you're gonna tell me, this is how to solve for X. I'm going to create an algorithm. So I'll give you an algorithm for, let's say, a linear equation. Linear equation is a straight line. So how do you notice something it's linear? It's x to the power 1. So as long as it's x to the power 1, then I know it's linear. So for me, it's very simple. I'll create an algorithm. Number one, if they say solve for x, I need to identify the power on the x. What is the highest power in x? So if the highest power is 1, I know it's a linear. So as soon as I say linear, the mind releases what I'm going to do. So I say to my mind, if it's linear, take all the numbers except for x, put them on the right hand side. All the numbers, put them on the right hand side. If there's x on the right hand side, take it to the left hand side with the number that's next to x. That's okay. I'm not gonna say next to x. I'm gonna tell you what the number is with the coefficient of x. Take it to the other side. Change the sign. That's what I tell my mind. When all the numbers that don't have x are on the right hand side, add them, simplify them. Then if x has a number next to it, a coefficient, once you've done this side, then divide. Do this again and again and again. Once you do this again and again and again, you no longer have to instruct your mind what to do when this happens. It works automatically.
True.
Yes.
True. Step number 4. Step number 3, it was learn to create an algorithm.
The most...
Wait, before we go there,
Yeah.
your algorithm, can you please simplify it? Kind of how do you do? The pap, if the water is boiling, example again.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Step number 1, what am I... As soon as I see this, what am I going to do? Practically speaking, in an exam, and this is a simple advice for anybody who's doing grades. In an exam, 80% of the time are these questions. That what are you going to do? 20% of the time are those things that need you to think a little bit. But most of them is just asking you, did you get this algorithm? If you are answering an algorithm related to a straight line, again, which is a linear equation, the first thing to do is to find x and y intercept. What I do for me...
Why are we forever finding x and y as I find the V? find the B.
If I'm solving,
Maybe if we can change X,
yeah.
then things will be better.
Okay.
Find the C, you know, solve for C. Sounds nice.
Okay.
Solve for D.
Yes.
I know what you're thinking when I say D.
Okay. In math, we have what we call a variable. So let's say I'm solving a matrix. Nah? A matrix will have X, U, V, T, and G. Let's say there's 5 different parameters that I need to find. So we call those things variable. So to simplify things in between grade 7 until grade 12, we'll just concentrate on solve for X. Okay? And then every now and then make something called simultaneous equation. So you solve X and Y.
Yeah.
Okay? But then because you know that skill, and again, I'm telling you, it's a skill. But because you know that skill, then I shift you to physics, where an equation comes as U, V, A, and T on one equation, 4 unknowns, and there's no X. Now I have to apply that skill you learn in math in physics. So it's not just X, it's everywhere.
Solve for D.
Yes. D, it's also grade 12 when you find a difference on arithmetic equations.
Omong D high da.
Yeah, either leave it at there.
Omong D high. Focus.
God.
Number 4.
Yeah. This is. I think I cried when I realized this. It was in grade 12 when they asked a learner.
You cried. I told you. You were about 199. One. You just confirmed it.
Okay.
Have you
Just-
cried for not getting 100%? in
No,
class?
I always focused on how can I help the next person. I already know what I'm gonna do.
Have
there.
you cried after getting 97 or 99?
No,
But
never.
you got that.
Many times.
And then how did you feel?
I have a friend, but I have a friend, and this I like to say to a lot of people, and I'm gonna say it on camera. I've had these challenges many times in my life, but this particular one.
Is it a challenge to get 99 and
So there's a friend of mine, and please watch his YouTube channel. His name is Odyssey. Odyssey and I, when we were doing grade 9, and I started realizing this in grade 9. So there was a teacher of ours. She would, when she brings back let's say we wrote the test,
Yeah.
she brings it back.
describe?
Yeah, she puts them as lowest, and then until the highest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you know your script is on top,
Yeah.
then you're the highest.
Yeah.
And then of course, and then there's number 2.
Yeah.
So me and Odyssey were sitting on the same
Same
desk.
desk.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if they call him first,
You know, man. So you and Odyssey were forever number 1, number 2, number 1.
yeah, it either because she was consistent. It was always out of 50.
Yeah.
So there's no way I'm gonna get 49.
Yeah. It would have to be a 50.
It has to be because I know this guy.
Yeah.
And we're not using. That's another thing that I like to mention. Once you created an algorithm, it's not gonna be the same as mine.
Okay.
Odyssey had a different algorithm all the time.
Yeah.
Say if I don't understand something, I'll ask him, dude, how did you get when she was saying this? He said, this is what I've done. And I will twist this algorithm to suit me.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
So then, and that's another thing, to spend time on the thing to see the loopholes. What a question that you would answer like this, I'll answer like this.
Okay.
Okay? Because I see the loophole. I see what he has done. I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish quicker than him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it comes. I get 49. He gets 50. If it says Tsepisukong 1,
we would wait until you call number 50. Like, yeah, now our names will be called. Yeah, Kamalamin Mantle, yes, Amanda. You know, when all of those geniuses got their scripts, you're like,
yeah. But there was a
they're
gap.
about to finish, and then our names are about to start. Manga, you know, oh yeah,
yeah.
which one? Okay.
There was always this gap from 50, 49, then you get 43, right?
Yeah. Then you get
Then
20.
like a serious
Serious
a
margin.
serious inflation,
Yeah.
like 2008 kind of drop.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that.
that inflation.
Yeah, that. So you would have that, but it always pained me that that's the difference while we were there in class.
Yeah.
So that's when I started writing my first book. I even gave it away. I was like, okay, I realized not a lot of people were really interested in the subject, but there's one kid who was suffering and he asked me, can you help me? I sat down, I wrote that book. After writing it, I just gave it to him. He called me the following year because he was no longer at Madison where I was studying. He called me, he's like, you know what, thanks. From now on.
Because it shows if there are some in class who
Yeah.
would pass,
Yeah,
the problem is not the teacher.
definitely not.
If the problem was the teacher, you would have 0 pass rate.
Yeah,
But then if you have 3 who are passing,
Yeah.
and you have those average kids,
yeah,
and then you have those ones who fail,
yeah.
the problem is not the teacher.
No,
The problem is not even the subjects.
no.
Where is the problem? Anyway, the other video. Step number 4.
Yeah. So this learner was in grade 12. She was asked to add 1/3 plus 2/5. So she 1/3 plus 2/5. So she said it's 3/8. Yeah, when you are in the fridge and when you are in the stove, it's not the same. Again, when you look at the problem, you need to identify where you are. What problem is this? So this was a fraction. When you say fraction in your head, the algorithm must come out. The algorithm must say, if I see a plus sign between 2 fractions, then I must, that's called do. I must make the denominator the same. So now comes how. Okay. How do you make the denominator the same? You just multiply. Let's say this side is 5 and this side is 3. If you multiply this side by 3 and this side by 5, you're going to get 15. So you have the denominator being the same. But because math says don't change the sum, so if you multiply this side by 3 at the bottom, then you must multiply the one at the top by 3 also, because
Okay.
it will remain the same. It
Yeah.
won't change the sum at all. If you multiply this side at the bottom by 5, multiply the other one by 5. So it's a do. Then there's a don't. Don't add denominators. But people do that. She add 3 and 5 to give her 8 and 1 and 2 at the top to give her 3. So step number 4, determine your do's and don'ts. You don't do this, do that. The do's and don'ts exist in mathematics just as much as they exist in cooking. If you want to cook pap, this is how you do it, this is how you don't do it. So if you want to do maths, the do's and don'ts are very important. Then ask, okay, again, step number 2, there's 4 operational signs. Multiplication. If I see a multiplication between 2 fractions, what do I do? What is it I do not do? Then here's a problem that comes into step number 1. Everything depends on definition. Teacher says cross multiply. Cross multiply happens if between the fractions there is an equal sign. Remove that equal sign, then there's multiplication. Then what is cross multiply? Some people do cross multiplication when there is multiplication in between 2 fractions. Don't do that.
Yeah. Last step. Step number 5.
Practice the correct thing. Practice and correct the right thing.
Explain.
Are you that kid that always practice for hours and hours and still get wrong?
I was that kid.
Yes. And then you complain, not even complain, and then you cry. But I am practicing, sir. You keep telling me I must practice, but I keep getting it wrong. Yeah, but what are you practicing? You're practicing the right thing. It's the wrong thing. Again, which, if you watch one of our videos, I was talking about, he was asking me about tutoring. Do you need a tutor? Yes, you do. If you start realizing that you are rigorously practicing, but you keep getting it wrong. Why? You practice. Yeah. You practice. Yeah. You practice. you get it wrong. You go to class, they mark it wrong. You go like, Then you know what you do? You go home, you don't look at it again. You move on to the next one. You move on. Question comes, same question. You're going to write exactly what you wrote before the corrections. Because why? Muscle. When you practice, you have taken it from the paper, you have placed it on your muscles. You need to get it out and put the right one on the muscle. Muscle is what? Again and again and again. Once they have corrected it, go change your algorithm. Your algorithm was not correct. But now you've already recorded an algorithm that's not correct in the system. You're going to repeat that algorithm, or if you were lost, you're going to write something different in the future, even different from what you have as an algorithm. So for you, as soon as you know that they told you this is wrong, take that correction that you wrote, even if it's 20 questions. Those 20 questions, go back, rewrite them. Start with the first one. Check your algorithm and that one. Once you're done your algorithm, put it to the side. Focus on the new one. Write it 4 to 5 times, the same question. Use it as an example from the corrections. Then rewrite the corrections as if you are writing a homework. Now you've created an algorithm for that day. Tomorrow, repeat the same thing. On Wednesday, repeat the same thing. Thursday, skip. Friday, do it again. Now it's in your system. You're going to get it right for 4 years.
Basically, mathematics, what you're saying, it needs time. You need to give it time. Simple. You need to give it time. You need to keep on working on it.
No other way, no other way, no other way.
Okay. Yeah, 5 steps to make maths easy from Teboho Prem VK Madisha. 1. Everything depends on definition. 2. Know your operational science. 3. Learn to create an algorithm. 4. Determine your do's and don'ts. 5. Practice and correct the right thing.
Yeah, you don't. When it comes to corrections, it's where you get. I'm gonna this whole thing. There's 3 types of practice. 1, when you're alone. 2, test. Last one, exam.
Nice. Those who might want to get you for tutoring, how do they get hold of you? How many years besides also?
Preferably like grade 8.
Grade 8.
Yeah, I don't care about the years. I just
Grade 8, and then get started, man.
6.
And then you get from
1.
Form 1.
It's somewhere there. It's somewhere there. But yeah, I prefer grade 8 or grade 7. I can build it from there because I give an example. Let's say you have a can, and then you want to squash it with a hammer. So if I squash it like this, boom, and I have another one on this side, and I smash it, boom, 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 boom. Now which one is easy to undo?
The second one. No, the first one.
Yes, because it has 1. Because it's been slashed once.
Yeah.
This one, he has created all kinds of algorithms.
It will be difficult to, change the entire situation.
Yes, and he must be patient.
Aish.
The mother must be patient too. If he's determined or she's determined enough, I'm not saying it's impossible.
Yeah.
It's possible, but to make it easy, follow the rules. And that's what I do all the time. Is that if there's a rule in mathematics, focus only on that rule. Nothing else. You could remove all the other things on the side. Just the rule. Practice the rule, the algorithm, until it is perfect. Once you have done that, you start to sail.
All right. Social media, are you available?
We would like to say call us or WhatsApp us and tell us what your issues are. We'll take it from there. Generally speaking, we will avail videos on YouTube. Our Facebook is meant for other programs, not really for maths, but for maybe music and other things that I'm promoting, like Mukhumutsi.
Okay. Yeah, that is Teboho Madisha talking maths today. I don't talk too much. Dololo. Let's say good again in the future. Peace and God bless you.
All the best. Look out for 1 April 2021, we'll be releasing The Secrets of Learning Mathematics.
Okay.